Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. Prowlers and Hat Tricks getting set to get underway in just a few minutes in their third meeting of the season, but the first of 5 over the next 3 weeks. Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network to take you through it all. And before we get to tonight's game, let's start by taking a look at the last game for these teams. And we start with the Hat Tricks, who took on the Dashers Hockey Club at home last Saturday night to wrap up a 2-game set. They got a big win, 7-2, sixth straight win for the Hat Tricks. And for the Dashers, 30 is the number, and the losing streak continues for them, as they have still not won since that only win, a home win against the Athens Rock Lobsters, who they are hosting this weekend. So maybe, just maybe, the Dashers can get themselves win number 2, but it did not come in Danbury last Saturday night. Jacob Ratcliffe had 4 points. Dylan Hullaby, 2 goals. He's up to 6 goals and 12 points in 9 games as a hat trick. Parker Rutherford made 29 saves for the Dashers and took the loss, giving up 5 goals in just over 32 minutes of action. Frankie McClendon on the other side, 39 stops to get the win. Meanwhile, for the Prowlers, they took a loss here at McMorran Place. 2-1 the final to the Carolina Thunderbirds. They trailed 2-1 heading into the third, managed just 2 shots on goal in that third period. So they get swept in a weekend series for the first time since December 27th and 28th at Athens. It's also the first time that they have not picked up a point in a weekend since November 29th and 30th, and that was here at McMorran Place against these Danbury Hat Tricks. They did pick up a point in Athens when they were swept, but they have not gone a weekend without picking up a point since November until last weekend. So a tough pill to swallow for the Port Huron Prowlers, who had such a hot month of January, and they come crashing back down to earth. And with those losses, as they got swept and the Hat Tricks continuing to stay hot, Danbury moves back ahead of Port Huron, now in second place with a 4-point lead and 2 games in hand on the Prowlers. Wolves 1 point back of the Prowlers for third, and they have 4 games in hand. So Port Huron not in control of its own destiny at this point in the season. Meanwhile, if you look at the top of the division, and I know it's very early, we're only halfway through February, but we do have to start talking about playoff clinching scenarios, as the Binghamton Black Bears are the first team in the FPHL to 90 points. Their magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 8. Rockers can max out at 100 points, and the Venom can max out at 102 due to the games played situation. But either way, Black Bears points / Rockers, and also Venom a little bit, missed out points. And Binghamton can put the first X next to their name this playoff season. Well, we talked about Dylan Hullaby briefly when we were talking about the last game for the Hat Tricks, and he has been phenomenal. Again, 6 goals, 12 points in 9 games since being acquired from Monroe on January 13th for future considerations after just a goal and 5 assists in 20 games with the Moccasins. He had a point in each of his first 5 games as a hat trick, 5 multi-point games for Hullaby with Danbury, and none with Monroe. So Hullaby has found himself in a bigger role, and he has been great in that bigger role this season for the Hat Tricks. Well, Alex Johnson, now the Prowlers' leader in goals, assists, and points, despite no points last weekend. So he continues to lead the team in the assists and points categories, but with Tucker Scantleberry going inactive, he is now in Knoxville in the SPHL. Johnson, now the leader in goals for the team with 14 goals, 29 assists, 43 points for Johnson. But he slides back to defense for the first time in about a month as he slips back to D, and Tristan Sim moves up to forward. They swapped those positions in Danville back on January the 10th, and Sim has been playing defense. Johnson's been playing forward since that time, but now back to their normal positions. Sim slots in along with Luke James and Jamie Bussell, the birthday boy, celebrating his 29th birthday this Valentine's Day. Their line mate Kenny Stiles slides into Johnson's spot alongside Joel Frazee and Reggie Millette. And on the back end, Johnson will play with Ludwig Thelstrom, and Brian Parsons drops down to play alongside Adam Heinzel. So the Brock and Locke pairing staying the same, and Lockney, Graham, and Federley's line also staying the same this evening as they have been normally, as we are just moments away from puck drop here from McMorran Place between the Prowlers and the Danbury Hat Tricks. This is the third meeting between these teams this season. Danbury won the first 2 here at McMorran Place, and those came all the way back in November, as I mentioned. 5-4 and 5-2 the final scores for the Danbury Hat Tricks. So the Prowlers looking to defeat Danbury for the first time this season. And of course, once this stretch of 5 out of the next 6 games for the Prowlers against the Hat Tricks finishes, these teams will not see each other again in the regular season. And we'll see what kind of game gets played here tonight. Prowlers this season, more of a low-scoring game, as they are averaging nearly a goal per game fewer than Danbury, but also a goal, or over a goal per game, nearly a goal per game fewer than the Hat Tricks. They're also averaging nearly a goal against per game fewer than Danbury. So we'll see if we get a high-scoring affair like the Hat Tricks are used to, or a low-scoring affair like the Prowlers are used to. Let's take you down to public address announcer Austin Dunn for the rest of tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Let's welcome the Brother Spirit, presented by CL Spirit. Evelyn, Carly, Chloe, Jen, Maddie, and Paige. The Brother Spirit are coached by Amanda McNabb and the CL Spirit director, Christine Harlow. Somebody scream! set to meet tonight's Early Associates starting lineup. At forward, number 14, Kenny Styles. At forward, number 23, Joel Tracy. At forward, number 38, Richie Millette. On defense, number 25, Alex Johnson. On defense, number 67, Ludwig Nordstrom. And in goal, number 31, Valtteri Nusiainen. And let's welcome the rest of your Port Huron Prowlers. Head coach of the Prowlers is Matt Graham, and assistant coach are Alex Johnson and Chris Holland. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And gentlemen, may we suggest removing your caps as we honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with the singing of our national anthem. Sponsored by Duraclean by Mike Batchelor. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the voice of the Prowlers and Sarah Dent.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sarah Dent back on the anthem here tonight from McMorran Place. Prowlers and hat tricks just moments away as the Kroger delivery truck gets set to bring the pucks out for tonight's game. Kroger, a proud sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltending matchup. It'll be Valtteri Nusiainen and Connor McCullum going tonight. Nusiainen made 35 saves on 38 shots in the loss to Carolina a week ago, trying to bounce back here tonight. McCullum is on a bit of a hot streak right now. The hat-tricks have earned a point in each of his last 6 starts, 5-0-1 in that time. And with him in goal tonight, the hat-tricks alternating their goaltenders for the 6th straight game. As he and Frankie McClendon have alternated these past few weekends. We'll see if they do it again this weekend. We'll find out tomorrow night, but for now, it's McCullum and Nusiainen in the goal creases. Joe Frazee at the dot for the Prowlers, and Corey Anderson will slide in to meet him. Lined up on the near wing, Chris Hunt, the newest hat trick, making his hat tricks debut. We are underway here tonight in Port Huron. And Nusiainen gets his first touch early behind the Prowler net. Ludwig Fellstrom taken in by Anderson. Alex Johnson back on defense. Tossed it up towards Millette. Came all the way through towards Josh LaBelle. Jacob Ratcliffe now. Off the glass and down ice. And this will be an early icing against Danbury, just 29 seconds in. LaBelle leading this hat-trick squad with 27 points, among the league leaders in defensemen. His points in 5 of his last 6 games, including back-to-back 5-point games against the HC Venom. And here is LaBelle right off the face-off, taken in by Lucas Lockney. Prowlers made a change off the icing. Ratcliffe gets the red line, gets it deep, and Danbury will begin its first change of the night. Hunt tried to pop it out in front, gloved down by Graham. Lockney has Federley with him, sends it that direction. Prowlers captain puts it on goal and steered out of play by Connor McCullum. We get our first look at Jonathan Wick in a hat-tricks uniform. Wick signed to a 4-game PTO today. He has played with the HC Venom and the Dashers Hockey Club so far this season. Prowlers did see him when they were in Danville. He has not played since January the 18th, and he was a member of the Dashers before he was released. Luke James and Kyle Gonzalez got tied up. So here comes Frolov, and now hands off for Ben Durkin. On the outside, trying to rise it from right along the goal line, and Nucianen able to knock it down. Ben Durkin, one of the most dangerous players on this hat-trick squad. He's leading the way with 20 goals and 37 points for the hat-tricks this season. Wick lost it to Luke James, and James put down to the ice by the Norwegian. Frolov, 2-line pass up to Ben Durkin. Pulls up, hand off for Gonzalez. Couldn't send it towards the net as Frazie's stick got in the way. Frazie's stick went flying, it's loose right in front of Nucianen. Robinson couldn't get a good shot away. And now Noah Robinson looks up top. Quick shot from the point, deflected wide. I think Hullaby got a piece of that. Zach Pamaleon up to the point to Justin Mavalli, sent it through. Didn't get all the way to Nucianen. And Millette waits for it on the half wall, and he'll relieve some pressure. As the hat-tricks got some good offensive opportunities, Millette touches it in. Kenny Stiles beats Justin Mavalli to that puck. Pamaleon chops it along to Robinson. Sent all the way out. Johnson and Hullaby chasing after it. Johnson pokes it back to his defense partner, Thelstrom. He's knocked to the ice. Anderson tried to wrap. Stiles took out his man. And now Anderson and Millette chasing after it. Loose puck collected by Stiles. Has Frazee joining him. Sends it there. Frazee from the outside, shot off of Bedard's stick. Now back the other direction because comes Connor Woolley. Tossed in, heads after it himself. Parsons tried a long lead pass. That was blocked away, and Ratcliffe takes over. Corey Anderson centered right on Federley's tape, and he turns up ice with Lockney. Federley softly in, played by McCullum, bounce off the wall right to Anderson. Hat-tricks on the counter. Anderson dumps it around. Nucianen plays it there, and he gives off to Adam Heinzel. Vasiliev tries to dance through Heinzel, who took the body. Van Durkin tried to play it deep, and Federley floats it over to the far side in Lockney's direction. Federley recollects the dump, goes back for Parsons, chased out by Frolov. Now Federley looks up to Graham, quick pass over to Lockney. He pulls up, tries to cut to the middle, lost the handle a little bit as he did. And LaBelle gets it back for the hat-tricks. 4 minutes gone in this opening period, as Frolov couldn't bring in that pass cleanly. Lockney giving him all kinds of trouble. LaBelle quick up towards Connor Bedard, or Charlie Bedard, pardon me. I think I've been watching too much NHL hockey as Nucianen covers this one up. Charlie Bedard, number 2 for these hat-tricks. We get our first whistle in a little bit. Hat-tricks up on shots right now, 3-1. Off the draw, chased after Hullaby looks like he may have taken a stick up high, no arms in the air. Now it's Gonzalez at the point. He couldn't make a play on the puck. Pamaleon comes all the way back for it. Across to Robinson, tried to feed back to Pamaleon, but he was down on the ice. Wicca shot deflected, saved by Nusiainen. Rebound bounces to Pamaleon as Dylan Hullaby was right in Nusiainen's kitchen. Loose puck, Delstrom keeps it in. Try to push it on goal, too many hat tricks in the way. And Robinson, indirect feed, Hullaby heading after it. He'll negate the icing, Nusiainen plays it all the way around. Fresh off the bench is Ratcliffe. Now Jordan Popoff, the former Columbus River Dragon, gave it over to Mo Valley. Chipped it in behind Nusiainen. Delstrom with his head up. He tosses. Bounce pass Popoff. Millette trying to get to that puck first, instead it's rimmed up to Hunt. Now Anderson fighting with Frazee. Gets in deep in the Prowlers' end, delayed offsides against the hat tricks. So Delstrom gets himself a look off ice. Millette's pass didn't find Stiles. There's Ben Durkin. Back pass for Ratcliffe. To the point, Mo Valley takes a look. He fired it just wide. Popoff pinches in to keep it alive. Delstrom. Head up, drops it off for Parsons. He has some space and he'll skate to the red line, chip it right in on McCullum, and make Connor McCullum cover that puck up for a whistle and a face-off. Still searching for our first goal here at McMorran Place. We'll take our first time out here on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. Small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. No score to the Prowlers. And the hat trick just over 6 minutes gone in period one. Jamie Bussell celebrating his 29th birthday today. We'll lean in for this face-off against Gleb Ben Durkin. Off the draw, comes back to LaBelle. Hand off for Ben Durkin, and he leaves it for LaBelle. Right wing side, it's Bedard, but hat tricks offside as Ben Durkin was tangled up with a Prowler over on the far side of the blue line. He entered the zone before the puck did, so we'll get another face-off, this time right in front of the Prowlers bench. Hat trick's red hot right now, 8-1-1 their last 10. They've won 6 in a row. Prowlers 7-2-1 in their last 10, but they have lost each of their last 2 games, both in regulation. Port Huron looking to get back to their winning ways to keep up in this Empire division, and the team they're chasing is the Danbury Hat Tricks, as Bussell spun to the ice, but still able to sweep it to James. Now Lockhart jumping in to lead the rush. Over to Bussell. Bussell on the backhand. Couldn't drive to the net. Now Bussell lost it in the referee in the corner. James cycles behind the net to Tristan Sim. Sim in front, and McCullum poked it away from him. Battled for James. Tried to bounce it up to the point, but instead he only found Vasiliev. Veteran former KHLer Alexander Vasiliev revs the engines. And he goes over to LaBelle before he spun to the ice. Robinson able to work it up the half wall. Hullaby wanted that puck as he was streaking down the slot. Robinson couldn't get it to him, and now here's Graham leaving it for Heinzel. Parsons taken out by Pamelayan away from the puck. Meanwhile, a stretch pass is on for Federley. He takes the shot, and McCullum able to make the save and hang on. Now Connor McCullum with his third stop of the night. Off the good rush from the Prowlers, the headman feed from Heinzel to Austin Federley. Prowlers will send out the Freezy line for this offensive zone face-off. They'll take the draw against Corey Anderson with 7 points over his last 4 games. Johnson takes it and it's blocked by Ratcliffe. Ludwig Felstrom up for Millette. He couldn't touch that one along. Couldn't be turned towards the slot by Woolley. And now Frazee collects for Port Huron. He blew a tire as he tried to change directions behind the net. Pass out in front, almost taken away cleanly. Gonzalez looking for a shot pass. Couldn't find a teammate, and now it's Woolley. Anderson broke his stick, so that's why he's heading back to the bench. Here's Wick, a shot, and he floated that one wide. Johnson on his backhand, up to Millette. Ben Durkin takes it away. Kyle Gonzalez, the co-head coach and alternate captain for this hat-trick squad, rimmed it around towards Vasiliev. Ben Durkin and Stiles battling for it. Frolov sent it across. Movalia drive, and that was blocked by Reggie Millette. Frolov couldn't keep it in the zone. Danbury has to regroup as Movali gets the Prowler blue line, sends a shot in. That's gloved down and held by Valtteri Nusiainen. Well, Justin Movali was a Prowler briefly, as Port Huron held him on the roster until January the 23rd for just a few days after he's traded from Athens. There was no plans for Movali to join the Prowlers. And the Prowlers were actually doing the Rock Lobsters a favor by holding Movali on their roster. And they considered that the future considerations in the Jamie Bussell trade. So now that trade all evened up. As of course the Lobsters selected Bussell off of waivers and then traded him immediately to Port Huron. Prowlers wanted Bussell, but didn't feel they were high enough in the waiver wire order all the way back when he was available. But now that trade all fair and square, and you never know what future considerations could mean in the FPHL, and sometimes you don't even know what it's going to mean when the trade happens. Here's McCullum juggling and diving back to grab that puck as Lucas Lockney sent it on goal right along the ice. McCullum, I think, tried to stick it into his glove, and it popped up a little bit in the air on him, and he had to dive back. One of the tense moments there for the Danbury netminder. Prowlers will get another offensive zone draw here. Frazee wins it back. Millette tried to turn it on goal, popped high up before it's gloved down by LaBelle. Millette quick back up towards Frazee. That went off a skate, so no icing. McCullum slips it around towards LaBelle. He sends Hunt on his way, but Johnson bounces it back. Frazee throws on the brakes. Tried to fire it all the way across, but Ratcliffe batted it out of the zone. Johnson retreats up to Frazee. Now he'll have to go back to his own end. Hands off for Thelstrom. Ben Durkin in hard on the forecheck, forcing Thelstrom out. Millette had his pass hit a couple of bodies. Back the other way comes Van Durkin. Lockhart off the bench to defend. Van Durkin on net. And Nusiainen steered it away. LaBelle tried to put it back on. That one off of Millette's stick and high out of play. And the Prowler Spirit goes ducking for cover down to our right. Past the midway point of period one, still scoreless. Here in Port Huron, you're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Back here in Port Huron, of course, 5 of 6 games for the Prowlers against these hat tricks beginning tonight. For the hat tricks, it's 5 of 7. They have 1 extra thrown in there against the Watertown Wolves of these next 3 weeks. A crucial stretch in not only the Prowlers and hat trick schedules, but the FPHL schedule, as teams around the Empire Division will try and figure out how these teams might land when season's end comes. As Bedard works down the wall, tried to center Ben Durkin. Couldn't grab it out of a sea of red sweaters, and it's cleared out. Frolov sends it across to Vasiliev. Back to Frolov. He couldn't bring it in cleanly. Brockway and Frolov come together in the corner. Bussell up towards Sim. Tried to float it along, knocked back by Bedard. And Vasiliev turns in his own end with it. Prowlers in the midst of a change. Hat Tricks will also get some new skaters out there, so LaBelle hangs out behind his own net. Now he works up. Big defenseman looking towards Robinson. That didn't work. Robinson, first one on it though, couldn't center. And back come the Prowlers on the counter. Lockney towards Federley. That was poked away by Bedard. Lockney back in his own end. Played it off of Hullaby's stick. And Lockney able to tie up Dylan Hullaby so Heinzel could grab that puck. Almost a bad turnover in the Prowlers' end right in front of Nusiainen. As that pass deflects into the bench out of play. Turnovers were a big concern for the Prowlers last weekend. A major theme against those Carolina Thunderbirds. Big reason why the Prowlers ended up swept by the Birds here at home. Continental Division leading Carolina Thunderbirds. This one sent around. Pulled out by Johnson. He has his head up, looking up ice. He sends it to Stiles. Stiles works in his shot along the ice, steered to the corner by McCullum. Lofted all the way down, not enough on it for icing. Johnson up to Millette. Plays it further for Stiles. Ratcliffe picked his pocket. Long lead pass hit the linesman. Woolley couldn't get it deep. Brockway looks to turn the other direction. Here's Millette to Lockhart. Catches back up to it. Overskated, but he has the red line. They'll dump it around. Now Millette with a steal. Tried to chip it past Wick. He was taken down. Frolov with Vasiliev in the 2-on-2. Vasiliev tried to send it back across towards Van Durkin. Sim got his stick on it. Mo Valley to the net. That one tipped down and into the corner. Sim turns. Tries the home run pass to Millette. And he'll get there to negate the icing. McCullum tried to cover it. Millette swung his stick at that puck. And now Bussell in on Popov, who came after Millette. And a crowd gathers. These two teams better get used to each other. Bussell did get into a fight last Saturday against Nate Keeley, his only fight as a Prowler. Looks like Bussell will be escorted back to the bench. least that's what it looks like for now. Referees tonight are Jim Scarpace and Peter Benasic. The linesmen Brian Thurnauer and Gabe Kuffel. And now Peter Benasic signaling 4-on-4. Nobody has gone over to the penalty boxes yet. It looks like roughing penalties are being called. We just have to figure out who the guilty parties are. Looks like they'll grab Bussell, and I'm going to assume Popoff. See who's the other one involved. Well, nobody has come off the Danbury bench as of yet, and now Popoff steps through the door and moves across the ice to the penalty box. A helmetless Jordan Popoff. Hope he has his bucket in there because he didn't take it with him. Either way, we'll get some 4-on-4 action. 7:03 left to go here in period number 1. Looks like that's what's being talked about over by the Danbury bench. Kyle Gonzalez, the co-head coach, having a conversation right now, and I guess the explanation was that his helmet is in the penalty box, I assume, or his helmet is broken. Might be interesting when 2 minutes are up. We'll keep an eye on the Jordan Popoff helmet watch as play continues here with 4-on-4. Austin Federley surrounded by black jerseys. Pokes it in, trying to get around Bedard, couldn't do so. Himalayan spins away from the Prowlers captain. The Hawaiian drops it off for LaBelle. Lead pass tipped in by Robinson. Brockway and Robinson after it. LaBelle grabs it on the half wall. Down for Robinson. Back to LaBelle. One-timer punched away by Nusiainen. LaBelle again. It's this one deep. Brockway and Robinson were battling away from that puck. Brockway went down. Meanwhile, it's Pamaleon flying around with that puck. Robinson now trying to get around Brockway, who plays the body. Centering feed by Bedard was only taken by Federley, and now the Prowlers with possession. 55 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Port Huron making a change as Millette tries to spin away from Corey Anderson. And now Millette, nice move around Anderson, and Millette's up ice. He works in on his backhand, and slide it up to Johnson. Across to Parsons. They'll just float it back down deep. Gonzalez will get there ahead of Reggie Millette. Popped it out in between a couple of teammates. Johnson came in to cause some trouble. Now Johnson with the puck at the point. Parsons spins it back down below the goal line. 15 seconds left in 4-on-4. Popoff still without his helmet in the penalty box. Johnson trying to slip through Ratcliffe. There's Johnson with some space on the half wall. Up to Frazee. Across. Parsons tried to put it on net. It was blocked. Popoff is out of the box with no helmet, and he's heading right to the bench. There's Bussell, also fresh out of the sin bin. He was stymied. Delayed penalty coming up against Danbury. Nusiainen is on the bench for the extra attacker. A 6-on-5 attack for the Prowlers, as Vasiliev will touch up on the missed pass. And we'll get a Prowlers power play when we come back. With 4:40 left to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period, you're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
So Prowlers power play, late stages of the opening period in a scoreless game. Jordan Popoff right back to the box for illegal equipment. They sent it to the penalty box without a helmet. It was known that he did not have a helmet, so I'm not sure if they thought he was delaying too much, so they sent him to the box anyway without one. Before that, 4-on-4, but he had to come out of the box with no helmet. There was no way to get one to him while he was sitting in there. So the Prowlers, the beneficiaries of all the confusion, as 2 seconds ticked off the clock. Looks like they'll have to hold it for 2 seconds. Prowlers will have the power play unit of Graham, Federley, Lockney, Sim, and Johnson. It'll be interesting to see who replaces Tucker Scantleberry on the other unit. Scantleberry, of course, inactive. He is in Knoxville right now in the SBHL. As Graham wins the faceoff back, and the Prowlers set up quickly. Prowlers power play went 1 for 9 last weekend against Carolina, 10th in the league at under 20% this season. There's Federley spinning away from Bedard. Up high it goes to Johnson. And now Lockney. Try to float it down low. LaBelle bounced it back. Now LaBelle with one hand got it to Ratcliffe. And he fires it down ice. Hat tricks have struggled on the PK this year. Although a solid 7 for 8 last weekend against the Dashers. They're 11th in the league at 76.2%. Here's Federley weaving his way in. He took a hit. And Van Durkin took the puck, working short-handed on Johnson. Van Durkin all by himself, and Federley takes him into the boards. Prowlers switching up the unit. As Federley hangs out halfway through the man advantage, hands it off for Lockhart. And just to make a back pass up, and it got all the way through for Frazee, and he fires his way up the right wing. Frazee stops up to the point to Lockhart. And now Millette. It's like Kenny Stiles filling in on this power play unit along with Jamie Bussell as Millette takes the shot, and it's blockered by McCullum. Millette, Lockhart, and Frazee the other 3. Bussell on the half wall. Down to Stiles, couldn't bring in the pass cleanly. And it's backhanded along the boards out of the zone by Bedard. 21 seconds left in this Prowlers man advantage. Millette tried to make a pass across. That hit a Danbury stick. Bussell, 185 feet from McCullum in the final seconds of this Prowlers man advantage. There's Lockhart weaving his way in. Lockhart to the top to Bussell. Over to Brian Parsons. Back to Bussell. One-timer knocked down by McCullum. Millette to Parsons, a drive, kick save, and Stiles swung and missed on the rebound. So McCullum left a juicy one right in the slot and may have just hopped over Kenny Stiles' stick. Graham and Gonzalez, the 2 coaches after it. Lockney tried to play it out to Graham. Now it's moved around this way. Ratcliffe up to Pamelaon, has Robinson breaking, indirect feed gets it to him, tried the return feed, but couldn't get it to Pamelaon, who was streaking to the net. Hullaby turns his way up ice. Tried to fight through Federley, but he lost the puck, and here's Lockney working on LaBelle all by himself with his team changing, and Lockney's dump ended up over the glass out of play. Hullaby and Lockney getting into it. Luke James involved as well. Now Graham comes in with a cross check, and LaBelle didn't like that. Robinson and Bussell will also get involved. Everybody separated by the men in stripes here. We'll see if any penalties come of it. Started innocently enough, but Hullaby maybe one last shove to Lockney, and he didn't like that after the whistle. And he went right back after Hullaby, and the crowd gathered. Minute 34 left here in period number 1. We get set for what will be an offensive zone faceoff for the Prowlers, still at 5-on-5. Joe Frazee and Corey Anderson in on the draw. Frazee wins it. Thelstrom to Johnson with some space. Trying to make a shot pass towards Stiles, and he couldn't get there cleanly. Thelstrom slips it up to Millette. Prowlers moving up with numbers. Millette walks the blue line, watched by Ratcliffe. And it's deep, sent around by Bedard, kept in. Stiles back pass in front, looking towards Frazee, and LaBelle got his stick in the way. Millette's shot tipped on by Frazee, right through the blue paint. And out of the zone comes the puck as we hit the final minute. LaBelle retreats. Up towards Vasiliev off his stick. He had to avoid a check from the oncoming Ludwig Thelstrom. Thelstrom up to James. Vasiliev slow to his skates behind the play. Meanwhile, it's Sim. And a back pass, got to James, centered. Bussell takes a look, and he throws it too tall as he loaded up the cannon, but he couldn't find the target. Lockhart trying to make a soft pass to Bussell, has to catch back up to it, slips past Van Durkin. Now James pulls it through. James to the net, across, looking for Sim, and he just couldn't put it home as Sim had a yawning cage. Brockway in the final seconds. Lockhart floats it across. Bussell waited too long, and the clock stops him one-on-one with McCullum, and we're still not done though. Frolov tied up with James, and Bussell behind the net with Movali. Linesman will get in between both of those scrums, but after 20 minutes of play, we're still scoreless here in Port Huron. Shots on goal favoring the Prowlers 9-8. But the goaltenders did their jobs, and they win the first 20 minutes of play. Coming up in the Moses Roses smoke break, first intermission report here on the PHP Network. We'll go around the Empire. Bit of a light schedule in the Empire Division last weekend than maybe we've seen the past few weeks, but still some interesting games, a little bit of overtime. So we'll take a look at those highlights. We'll also look at some storylines from around the league. Only could fit a few of them in, but it was a very busy transactional week in the FPHL. Again, we could only fit a few of them here tonight. We will get to those. The out-of-town scores, of course, coming your way as well, so keep it locked in here on the PHP Network as the Prowlers and the Hat-Tricks head to the locker rooms to chat about it after 20 minutes of scoreless play. The Prowlers are celebrating 10 years in Port Huron, and now is your chance to get limited edition 10th anniversary gear at the Prowlers Team Store. Located on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your POHO best with gear from the Prowlers Team Store. 0-0, as they say in soccer, through 20 minutes of play. and we will be right back here on the PHP Network, where we will show you some goals on this week's edition of Around the Empire. Don't go anywhere.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
shot, no good. Near side, hit the net on the backside. And now a 2-on-1 chance here for the Venom. Looked to be some contact, no call. The puck was right in front of the net, no one got it. They go for another 2-on-1 here. This time the Wolves shot, and it's good! Game, set, comeback complete. The Wolves do it on behalf of Trevor Crasby.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. 20 minutes down between the Prowlers and the Hat Tricks, and the Goaltenders have won this one so far. We are scoreless. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And before we continue talking about this game, let's take a look around the FPHL, and we begin with our league storylines from this week. Let's start down south with the Monroe Moccasins, who signed Sam Best. He was released by the Seawolves a couple of weeks ago. 1 win, a 3.72 goals against average, and a .901 save percentage with Mississippi this season. So Best now a member of the Monroe Moccasins. Justin Portillo loaned by the Athens Rock Lobsters to the ECHL's Cincinnati Cyclones. Has already played a game with the Cyclones this week. 5 assists, 136 penalty minutes in 26 games for the Lobsters this season. and yet another Athens Rock Lobster getting a chance in the ECHL. Finally, the Rockers made a number of additions this week, acquiring Brad Ryder and Chris Corrigan from Monroe for future considerations. Both of them familiar with the organization. In fact, Ryder scored the first goal in Rockers history. He has 13 points in 28 games this season for the Mocs. Corrigan, 19 points in 28 games. Rockers also signed Kyle Stevens, who began the season with, guess who, the Monroe Moccasins. He hasn't played since December the 6th, however. 10 points in 16 games with Monroe this season, and all three making their Rockers debuts here tonight as they play just 45 minutes down the road against the Watertown Wolves. Take a look at the out-of-town scores, and we start in Binghamton, where it's the Venom on top through 20 minutes of play. 3-2, Mark Pozar, Lester Brown, and Luke Richards. The goals for the Hockey Club. Meanwhile, Gavin Yates and CJ Stubbs with the goals for the Binghamton Black Bears. That one through 20 minutes of play. Well, the Wolves scored 3 times in the span of a minute. Take a 3-0 lead on the Rockers, but 40 seconds later, Motor City responded with a power play goal. They're coming fast and furious 45 minutes down the road from here in Fraser. It's 3-1 Watertown midway through the first. Coming up in just a few minutes from Danville, it's the Dashers and the Athens Rock Lobsters. It'll be Oscar Walgren between the pipes for DHC and Josh Rosenswag for the Lobsters. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have the Columbus River Dragons up 1-0 on the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Scott Doherty with the only goal in that one. They're still in play in period 1. The Seawolves and the Thunderbirds getting set to drop the puck from Mississippi Coast Coliseum in just a few minutes. Boris Babick in between the pipes for the Thunderbirds, and Richie Perrant going for the Seawolves. Finally, the Moccasins and Zydeco, battle of the Louisiana teams. Moccasins won last night in a shootout, and they will drop the puck in just a few minutes. No word yet on the starting netminders in Monroe. Of course, here's still scoreless between the Prowlers and the Danbury Hat-Tricks. We take a look at the stats from that opening 20 minutes. Shots just 9-8 in favor of the Prowlers. They were unsuccessful on the period's only power play. And the man advantage has been a struggle for the Prowlers this season. It was glaring last weekend against the Carolina Thunderbirds. They made a few changes, of course. Lost Tucker Scantleberry, so that doesn't help. It actually hurts the power play. We'll see if they can get things figured out here as we get set for period number 2. But before we get there, let's take a look at tonight's PHP Network trivia question. And it is Valentine's Day, of course. Well, we want to talk about money. How much money, roughly, according to the internet, is spent on Valentine's Day gifts and celebrations worldwide? Put your guess in the comments section. It is a lot, is my only hint. We will give you the correct answer coming up at the start of period number 3. Connor McCullum getting set in the goal crease down to our right. 9 saves on 9 Prowlers shots for the Hat-Tricks goaltender. Down to our left, Valtteri Nusiainen in that goal crease. 8 saves on 8 Hat-Trick shots in period 1. It'll be the Frazee line against the Anderson line to begin period number 2, just as they did period 1. And we are back underway here at McMorran Place as Kenny Stiles rises one over top of the net just 5 seconds into the frame. Bedard moves it forward and out. Here's Thelstrom playing it away from Anderson before Anderson showed Ludwig Thelstrom a seat in the corner. Pops out, turnaround try from Hunt off of Thelstrom. Johnson taken in by Bedard, played over this side. Puck loose now behind the net, collected by Johnson. Quick up looking for Millette. That one touched into the hat-trick zone. Onside was the play, but LaBelle took the puck. Frolov bounces it in, heads after it. Thelstrom wins the race to it though. Thelstrom had his pocket picked by Ben Durkin. And long lead pass taken away by Vasiliev. Now Ben Durkin lost it in his skates, and Sim works out with it. Sim towards Millette, the trailer. That was poked away by Wick. On the counter, it's Vasiliev. Drops it off for Frolov. Now Ben Durkin. One more pass. Vasiliev catches up to it off the boards. Lockhart takes over. Ben Durkin on the forecheck. Took it away momentarily, but now the Prowlers are going to be short-handed. As Vasiliev's stick was knocked out of his hands, and Ben Brockway is heading over to the penalty box. Interference is the signal. And it looked like Vasiliev dropped his stick. That wasn't the penalty. They say Brockway knocked it away from Vasiliev while it was on the ice. You can't do that. So the hat tricks to their first man advantage of the night. One of the best in the FPHL, second in the league this season at 25.5%. Scored just once on 7 opportunities against the Dashers though last weekend. Prowlers PK right in the middle, or near the middle, at 8th. But they only killed off half of the Carolina Thunderbirds' 6 power plays in last weekend's matchups, and special teams a big factor in those 2 games. Prowlers hoping they don't become a big factor this weekend, at least negatively. They did not score on their first power play. Hat-trick still working on theirs. Ratcliffe, 45 seconds gone on it. LaBelle sent it through. That one deflected a couple times, ended up going wide past the post. LaBelle, Ratcliffe touched it across to Hunt, fired a pass looking for Anderson. That one way too hot to handle. Ratcliffe walks the blue line looking for a shooting lane, takes the shot. That one knocked down on the way through and recollected by LaBelle. Hunt couldn't get it deep, and Bussell one-times it all the way down. Nice catch by McCullum as he reached over his head. Prowlers get some fresh killers out as Gonzalez leads his unit onto the ice. Over to Vasiliev. Frolov, Ben Durkin, and Robinson joining them. James able to bounce this one out. Final 22 seconds ticking off the penalty to Ben Brockway. Ben Durkin dangles, gets into the offensive zone. Vasiliev floats it all the way across. Frolov gloves it off the dasher. And Federley able to get it out of the zone. That should take care of the rest of the penalty. Vasiliev to Frolov. Back towards Vasiliev. It's bound Ben Durkin's tape, and his shot blocked. A little bit of pain from Adam Heinzel. Robinson floats it all the way around. Ben Durkin waiting for it. Couple of head fakes, sends it down to Vasiliev. He and James locked up. Frolov back down to Vasiliev. Knocked off his stick again. Back pass, Gonzalez, a drive, and that one tipped just wide. Not sure if it got all the way to Nusiainen or not. It did change direction for sure. Gonzalez walks in. His shot blocked by Johnson. Pops up in the air, and Popoff able to get it deep. Hat-tricks still buzzing after their power play. Gonzalez. Now Frolov at the top. Drags it, takes a shot, shoulder save by Nusiainen. Vasiliev floats it up high to Mo Valley fresh off the bench. He couldn't keep it in the zone. Prowlers will get a couple of players off, but 3 still stuck out there. Van Durkin centering feed, blocked by Johnson, pops out to Ratcliffe, and another block shot. Prowlers sacrificing the body to get through this shift. Icing waved off, and that's a break for Port Huron. They're able to get some fresh troops out. Connor Woolley back in. Shot from the outside, didn't get to Nusiainen. Millette tries to start a counter. Off the boards to Stiles. He pulls up, avoids a check. Stiles across Freezy's shot, just a bit outside. Parsons back on goal, and it's gloved down by Connor McCullum. And now Anderson and Millette tied up. Popoff involved as well now. Hat tricks buzzing in the Prowlers end early on. Port Huron survives, and they sacrifice the body a few times as well. We're still scoreless. Early stages, second period. We'll step aside.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work. Work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
Just over 5 minutes gone here in the Hungry Howie's second period. Still scoreless. The Prowlers kill off a Danbury power play and then kill off the ensuing offensive chances for the hat tricks. They spent a lot of time in the Prowlers' end after that man advantage expired. Now it's the Prowlers' turn for some offensive opportunities. Centering pass towards Millette. Didn't get through to him. Sim able to cycle it deep. Bedard up to Hullaby. Tries to poke it along. Heinzel stepped in front. And then LaBelle stepped up on a pass from Reggie Millette and tips it into the Prowlers bench. Shots 10 apiece right now. 2-1 hat tricks in this second period. They did not get a shot on goal during the power play. They did get 2 in the following offensive chances, and a few that were blocked as well. Ratcliffe gets it out. Delstrom chases after. Off the boards, glove down. Johnson on towards Lockney, but he lost it in his skates. Bedard hustling back the other direction, chips it in, runs over Austin Federley, and then Johnson keeps it to Lockney. Lockney's pass cut off by Anderson. Delstrom, chased by Woolley, gave it up. Here's Bedard at the point. Across to LaBelle, sends it through, deflected, save Nusiainen, and he's got it covered with Corey Anderson digging away. As Corey Anderson looks to extend his 4-game point streak. Started off a little bit slow this season, did Corey Anderson, but 7 points during that 4-game point streak. He's up to 19 in 32 games this season. Prowlers send the Bussell line back out there. No draw against Anderson. Bussell wins it back clean. Lockhart hands it over to Brockway. On for Bussell. Makes a move around Woolley. James, drop, Sim, a shot, he scores! Tristan Sim snipes the bottle from three-point land. It will only count as 1, but it will get the Prowlers on the board first. I'm not sure if McCullum saw that one cleanly on the way through. There was plenty of traffic going to the net. Tristan Sim with a quick wrister. Puts home his 7th goal of the year, his first game back up at forward. The Prowlers strike first here in period 2. Frolov trying for that one as he grabbed it off the wall after Nusiainen played it. It was the delayed high stick. Here's a turnover. Van Durkin in front. Big save, Nusiainen. As Frolov sends it back on and he scores. Valtteri Nusiainen with a huge save, but then Frolov put it back on net, and just like that, we're tied right back up. And Nusiainen denied Van Durkin the leading scorer for these hat tricks, but it's Frolov who gets it to go. He has points in 6 of his last 7. He had points in 5 of his last 6 coming into this one, and all of those were multi-point games. And it looks like he'll get the first one for the hat tricks here tonight. That didn't take long. Here's Hullaby looking for more. Comes up top. Gonzalez couldn't clap it deep. Pamaleon floated it. Prowlers take over. Wick back in neutral ice. Over to Hullaby. His shot. He fanned on it. Hullaby wrestles Graham down to the ice. Heinzel digging for that puck as well. 24 seconds between the goals from Sim and Frolov. Right back where we started, a tie game. Robinson couldn't get a shot away. And Parsons looks to start up with it. Indirect feed, touched in by Lockney. Prowlers begin to change. Gonzalez had to come back for it. Now he sends it in off the glass, and it's bounced out. Freese and Gonzalez in a foot race for it. Freese wins on his backhand, looking for a pass. He'll cycle it around to Millette. Now to Stiles with his head up. Centered, jumps in, didn't pull the trigger from the slot. May not have landed on his stick nicely. Now jumps into the net. That was knocked down and lofted out of the zone. McCullum did lose his stick momentarily during all of that. Now Millette tried to push it forward, but too far in front of himself, and McCullum able to get his glove down on top for a whistle and a face-off. So Luke James and Jamie Bussell will pick up the assist on the goal by Sim, but it's Gonzalez and Vasiliev, the helpers, on the goal for Frolov. And Vasiliev extending his assist streak to 6 games, up to 10 assists in that span for Alexander Vasiliev. Thelstrom beats Ratcliffe to that puck. Spins, and Thelstrom taken out by the oncoming hat trick. Tripping is the call, and heading to the box will be Chris Hunt in his hat tricks debut, and Thelstrom slow to his skates. Prowlers already short players with Tucker Scantleberry inactive and Stefan Deasy still on the IR. It's good at least to see Thelstrom back to his skates and heading to the bench under his own power. But those types of collisions certainly dangerous. The Prowlers on the man advantage for the second time in this game. They're 0 for 1, and they'll try to take back the lead. Tristan Sim out there, Prowlers goal scorer with his unit. Graham and Van Durkin on the face-off. Van Durkin wins it, and Bedard sends it around to Frolov, the hat-trick's goal scorer. On for LaBelle in short-handed. Van Durkin a shot, he scores! Gleb Van Durkin goes short side, and 10 seconds into the Prowlers power play, it's the hat-tricks who convert short-handed. And the Hat-Tricks with their 8th shorthanded goal this season. They are aggressive on the PK. You saw it there. LaBelle, the defenseman, jumping in to lead the rush. And it's Van Durkin who puts it home. Prowlers still on the man advantage. They switch up the unit. Millette goes up high to Bussell. Now Millette again to Lockhart. Try to float it down low, poked away by Frolov. Bussell recollects. Soft pass to an area. Styles try to go back down to Bussell. Frolov takes it away and sends it down ice. Millette, watched by Ratcliffe. Off for Bussell. Tries to turn back. Now Millette has it again. Millette trying to drag it through Bedard. Up high, Lockhart to Bussell along the blue line. Back to Lockhart. Indirect pass finds Millette. Fakes the drive. Down low, Graham looking back to Millette. Head up, in front looking to Bussell. And he just didn't get enough on that pass. He touched it wide. 40 seconds left on the Prowlers power play. Lockhart spins it around. Graham hands off for Federley. He'll go up to Lockney. Lucas Lockney trying to fly in. Graham surrounded, sent it right on net. McCullum had some trouble with it. Sim was in the area. McCullum able to recollect and cover up for a whistle and a face-off. 22 seconds left on this Prowlers man advantage. We'll have it for you when we come back here on the PHP Network as a 2-1 Hat-Tricks lead.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, Hat-Tricks out shooting the Prowlers 2-1 on this Prowlers power play, and they've scored shorthanded. Gleb Van Durkin has given Danbury a 2-1 lead, and Van Durkin extending his point streak to 8 games, 16 points during that 8-game point streak for Gleb Van Durkin, who leads the Hat-Tricks with 21 goals and 38 points now this season. He's on the ice again, taking the draw against Matt Graham. Here comes to Federley. Look towards the net, but now he'll back away and set up. Johnson to Lockney. Back to Johnson. Federley collects off the boards. Fanned on the pass. And he got down behind the net though. Graham. Washed by Gonzalez. Graham on the other side. Up to Sim. Penalty is over. And Graham able to collect it away from Frolov behind the cage. Tried to go out to Lockney. That one hopped over his stick. Hunt chipped it past his man. And here's Van Durkin with Hunt. Van Durkin back to the trailer. Frolov couldn't get a shot away. Hunt tried. And he couldn't get that one to go either. Now Hunt to the net. That was blocked on the way through by Parsons and or Van Durkin, who were right in front. Wick hustling after it, watched by Styles. Prowlers unsuccessful on their second power play, and they give up a shorthanded goal. As Nusiainen catches and drops for Johnson on the dump in. Frazee gets the red line, gets it in, and he's stone-walled there by Popoff. Millette kicks it along. Now the hat tricks work out. Pamaleon towards Hullaby, and he was stymied at the Prowler line. Frazee takes it, turned it out in front. Robinson cut it off. Millette digging for that puck. Now Robinson off the boards, kept in by Heinzel. Frazee double teamed and sent down ice. Parsons beats Pamaleon to it. On for Sim, and now James. Sim cycles it down. James all the way around towards Bussell. To the point. Parsons. Down to Sim in the corner. Chased by LaBelle. Sim on his back end. In front, looking for James. And McCullum slid over to make the point blank stop on Luke James. Now it stays 2-1. Good stop by Connor McCullum. Nice play from Tristan Sim looking to the back door. Luke James unable to lift that puck. Probably would have been the best option as McCullum was sliding over. May have been in too tight a little bit to get a good shot off. We continue. Ratcliffe. Pass was behind Woolley. Lockhart goes around the net, and he starts his way up. Sent it in from his own side of center, but McCullum came out to play it, so no icing. Lockhart again. Up for Federley. Trying to make a pass to Lockney that LaBelle read. Federley takes it from LaBelle. Up to Lockney. 2 Prowlers and 1 hat trick back. Lockney to Graham. Bats it out of the air! And a save by McCullum. That was about shoulder high. And Connor McCullum able to make the blocker save on Matt Graham, who whacked it out of the air. Here's Vasiliev around the net. Right to center. Puck's loose. And Lockney back behind his own cage. Lockney tossed it out. Bussell working on Gonzalez. Drops the shoulder. Bussell tried to slip it through the 5-hole. And McCullum able to cover up and get a whistle. 6:19 left to go here in period 2. And what a play that was between Lockney and Graham. Graham swung at it like a baseball player, and he actually made some pretty good contact, but McCullum able to make the save. Would have been interesting if that one went in. They would have called Graham for a stick over the crossbar. But the point is moot now. Vasiliev steals it away. James trying to take it right back, but Vasiliev slides it up to Van Durken. And he's jumped into the boards by Thelstrom. And they'll say Thelstrom did that from behind. Penalty is coming up. And the hat tricks coming to the defense of their teammate. Johnson's grabbing a hat trick. Gonzalez throws his hands up. Say he's innocent, not part of it. And now things heating right back up. Frolov being taken out of the pile. Ludwig Thelstrom was getting the original penalty for the hit on Vadim Frolov. Doesn't seem like there will be anything else coming from it. Well, looks like the hat tricks will go to a power play here with 6:05 left in the Hungry Howie's second period. Although there is an extended conversation going on between LaBelle, Federley, and referee Peter Banasic, and Thelstrom having a chat with Josh LaBelle as well before he heads to the sin bin. Danbury with a chance to extend the lead. 0 for 1 on the power play so far. It is the second best power play in the FPHL by percentage this season. And they begin with Hullaby, Woolley, Ratcliffe, LaBelle, and Anderson. As Bridget Smith, the Prowlers trainer, is heading off the ice. I did not see who the player was, if any, that preceded her. We will keep an eye on that as well as we can. Now he's set for this Hat-Tricks power play. Graham wins the face-off. Brockway off the glass. Didn't get much on it, though, as Anderson got his stick in the way. LaBelle down to Anderson. Back up top to LaBelle. Walks in down low looking for Anderson. He couldn't bring it in cleanly. Ratcliffe to Woolley. Back to Ratcliffe. Walks, drops back to Woolley. Sends it down deep, tipped on. Knocked away by Brockway. Federley finds it, and he'll send it the length of the ice. Prowlers working quickly to get fresh killers out. 40 seconds gone in the penalty to Ludwig Thelstrom. 2 minutes for boarding. Lockhart and Woolley cancel out. Millette wraps it up the wall. Good hustle by LaBelle to keep it in. Ratcliffe challenged by Millette. Goes across to Woolley. Back to LaBelle. One-timer punched away by Nusiainen. Bussell batted at it with his glove. And he got it out of the zone. And now Bussell gloves down that pass. Here he comes short-handed. He'll circle back. And Parsons wastes some more time for launching it all the way down. LaBelle fanned on it. James right in there. Has a teammate out in front, but couldn't center. He does cycle for Graham. Prowlers working short-handed as Graham sends it back to Brockway to waste some more time. 26 seconds left on this Hat-Tricks man advantage. And a good kill so far from Port Huron. Nusiainen plays it himself to Heinzel. Now Graham up for Bussell. He works up short-handed once again. Bussell couldn't drag it through Gonzalez. Vasiliev starts back up as the power play expires. A one shot for the Hat-Tricks and some dangerous moments in the other end. Millette works up 1-on-3. Couldn't get the shot away. He gets it on the other side and just couldn't get it to go. With McCullum sprawled, reacting to what he thought was going to be the first shot from Reggie Millette. He stayed with it, but just couldn't get a second shot. Here's Anderson, and he rose that one too tall. Kicked up to James, but his pass cut off. Now Frazee back in, but offside. Called against the Prowlers. 3:24 left to go in this second period. Still 2-1 lead for Danbury.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
Back here at McMorran Place, 3:24 left to go in the second period. 2-1 lead for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Nice kill there from the Port Huron Prowlers, though. And maybe they can get a little momentum off of that in these final minutes of the frame. They will have to deal with a face-off outside the hat-trick zone, however. After the offside. One back by Anderson. Millette took a tumble. Movalli works it up. Got through Thelstrom. Johnson, first one there. He pokes it back to Thelstrom. Keeps it moving. Pushed back in by Movalli. Thelstrom up the wall. Got past Movalli. And icing waved off. Pop off back for it. This one going all the way down, and once again, icing waved off. So Thelstrom leaves it for Johnson, heads up. And Sim pushes it through Popoff. Then Sim knocked to the ice by Frolov. Kicked back by the Prowlers. Here's Thelstrom. Right in front of Nusiainen. Chased by Van Durken. Frazee makes a move on Vasiliev. Up for Millette. Cancels out with Bedard. Popoff. All the way around. Lockney fresh off the bench. Got a touch on that puck, but it gets through. Here's Vasiliev with Van Durken going to net. Vasiliev tried a shot off a stick and up in the air. Brockway slows things down behind his own as we approach 2 minutes left to go in period 2. Johnson off the boards. Federley gets it around. McCullum plays it this side to LaBelle. Back over towards Bedard, taken away. Lockney in front, looking for Federley. Gloves it down, and he tried to backhand it towards Graham, knocked away. Bedard up to Vasiliev. Flips it through, couldn't find Robinson. Bedard on the other side, put it right on net. And Nusiainen has seen enough. He'll get the glove on top for a whistle in the face-off. Bedard and Graham locked up after that whistle. We got a face-off deep in the Prowlers' end. 96 seconds left to go in period number 2. As we invite you to tune in for the second intermission report. We'll chat about this game so far. So take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. Out-of-town scores, of course, coming your way as well. So keep it locked in here on the PHP Network. Roussel rims it around to Luke James. Couldn't get it out as Hullaby kept the line. Roussel couldn't get past LaBelle again. Now James backs up and he floats it out of the zone. Robinson to LaBelle, and he sent it right in on his own backup goaltender, Frankie McClendon. Lost his hat but made the save, did knock it down. Minute 4 left here in period 2. Face-off will be at center ice between Frazee and Anderson. Frazee won it back. Johnson to Lockhart. And back to Alex Johnson. Quickly up. Frazee wins the race. All the way around the net. Try to get to Lockney. Comes up top to Lockhart. Sent it through off the side of the cage. Now Johnson around. Lockney to Millette. Up high, Lockhart across. Johnson has to recollect, and he goes deep. Wick tried to backhand it along. Hit a Prowler. Now he'll try this side. Oh my goodness, that's in the net! That is one of the most insane bounces you will ever see. Jonathan Wick played it along the glass behind the net. It hit the door or one of the stanchions, bounced off of McCullum and in. Unbelievable. Good luck for the Prowlers, bad luck for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. 25.4 seconds left in period 2, and we're all tied up. I have no idea who's going to get credit for that goal, by the way. Well, the Prowlers somehow tied back up, still looking for a little bit more in the final seconds. Popoff and Styles come together. Graham kicks it out. Federally a shot gloved down by McCullum. With 6 seconds left, they're giving the goal to Joel Frazee. I believe he was the one that blocked up the original attempt by Wick to go up the far half wall before Wick dumped it around. And no matter how many times I watch it again on video, I cannot believe that bounce. It looked like it hit the Zamboni door and then McCullum's back before crossing the line. That one is 1 in a million. Couldn't do that again if he tried. And that's certainly not what Jonathan Wick was trying to do. Tough look in your hat tricks debut. 6 seconds to go here in the period. One last face-off. Millette tried to turn it towards the cage. Couldn't get it there. Lockhart pinched in. And that'll do it for 40 minutes, but we're still not done. 2 players on each side tied up, and then Millette and Hullaby are coming together as well to join the scrum. And still, players need to be separated before we get to the second intermission, tied up at 2 goals apiece. And it looks like cooler heads will prevail here. Both teams separating are being pointed towards the door, although Millette still with a few extra words for Hullaby before he steps off the ice to lead his team to the locker room. Well, shots on goal in that second period, favoring the Hat Tricks 10-8. They have the lead 18-17 for the game, but each team found the back of the net twice, although maybe I should say the Hat Tricks found the back of the net 3 times and the Prowlers once, although the Hat Tricks found their own net one of those 3 times. So that's why we have a 2-2 score through 40 minutes of play. Well, once again, coming up on the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report here on the PHP Network. We will talk about this game so far. Maybe I will take 3, 4, or 5 more looks at that goal being credited to Joel Frazee before we get back from the break, so that I can accurately describe it to you, at least as accurately as possible. We'll also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. We'll also look at the out-of-town scores with all the games underway now, all 14 teams in the FPHL playing tonight. We have some tight contests around the league, so we'll get you those scores as well. Game stats coming your way too. A jam-packed second intermission report is coming soon here on the PHP Network. So keep it right here. Don't go anywhere. But if you are going to go somewhere, make sure to secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game. That is tomorrow, February the 15th, 6:05 p.m. here at McMorran Place against the Danbury Hat Tricks once again. It is Pucks and Pups night. So bring your furry friend. Dog tickets are $5 at the door. Please bring proof of your dog's vaccinations in case they ask for it. Tickets are available for humans online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan the QR code on your screen now to be part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season. There may be a lot of snow coming tomorrow, but we will be playing here at McMorran Place. One way or another, we want you to be here to ride out the storm with us and watch some hockey and bring your favorite furry friend for Pucks and Pups night. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network. 40 minutes gone in a tied hockey game here at McMorran Place.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
Let's go! They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
At phprowlers.com. They're cleaning up the Chuckapucks here at McMorran Place. It's 2-2 through 40 minutes between the Prowlers and the Danbury Hat Tricks. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Well, we saw a scoreless first period, and again, the first of 5 games, between these two teams over these next 3 weeks, including this weekend. But in that second period, we finally found some goals. And it began with Tristan Sim, who's moved back from defense back to his natural forward position for the first time in just over a month. The long-range shot from about the point position got past Connor McCullum, and it knocked off the water bottle. And Sim made it 1-0 Prowlers. But it took just 24 seconds for Vadim Frolov to tie things up. Gleb Van Durken has been added as an assist to that one, taking off Kyle Gonzalez. So it's Van Durken Vasiliev with the assist on the goal by Frolov. Van Durken with a goal and an assist here tonight. The Hat Tricks leader in goals and helpers. As a few minutes later, Prowlers on the power play, but Van Durken comes down shorthanded and he scores on the short side. So Van Durken again, a goal and an assist. Vadim Frolov, a goal and an assist tonight, as the high-flying Russians, who are so dangerous for this Danbury Hat Tricks team, are making their mark in this one. So it was 2-1 Hat Tricks in the final minute of period 2. And then one of the weirdest goals you will ever see in your entire life. Even if you look up compilations of weird goals, this one will probably top some of them, as Jonathan Wick tried to force the puck up the far side half wall. That didn't work. It hit Joel Frazee, which is important. It came back to Wick. He decided to go back around the net, along the glass. It hit the Zamboni door and took a direct beeline to Connor McCullum's name bar on the back of his jersey, bounced off of McCullum and into the Danbury net. And I don't even think I'm doing it justice by describing it that way. Just have to go back and watch. It was the final seconds of that second period, so you can rewind the stream here on YouTube. That's what's so great about having these games on YouTube, being able to rewind the stream and find anything you missed, like that goal, which you might want to watch again and again and again. But the goal credited to Frazee, as he was the last one to touch it. So it is a 2-2 game as we get set for period number 3. You see the Zamboni come around. Prowlers season ticket holder Joel Dorsey waving the Prowlers flag, riding the Zamboni. Want to wish him and his twin brother Ryan a happy birthday today. A little Valentine's Day birthday. Also sharing a birthday with Jamie Bussell today. And Ryan, thank you for your service. Ryan serves in the Air Force. So happy birthday, and again, thank you for your service. Ryan, happy birthday to Joel Dorsey, who's here each and every Prowlers game. Well, we did get some of the nastiness that you're expecting from some divisional rivals like the Prowlers and the Hat Tricks, and why not start ramping it up now with so many games coming up these next couple of weeks between these teams. And by the time we get to Danbury on March the 1st to wrap up this stretch, we might just get gloves on the ice every other shift if things keep ramping up the way they have been here in this one. Haven't seen the mitts hit the ice quite yet, but plenty of meetings, plenty of pushing and shoving between the two teams, between whistles, as they try and battle for second place in the Empire Division. Hat Tricks with a 4-point lead right now for that spot on the Prowlers. Take a look at the stats from that first 40 minutes of play. 2-2 our score. Hat Tricks with an 18-17 lead in the shots on goal department. Neither team has been able to get their power play to be successful, but the Hat Tricks do have a short-handed goal, and that is a big part of this game right now, as we are tied up at 2 goals apiece. We'll be right back with much more out-of-town scores and the Prowlers' upcoming schedule coming your way, and then we'll drop the puck on period number 3. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Back here at McMorran Place, wrapping up the second intermission as the Prowlers and the Hat Tricks battling to a 2-2 tie through 40 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for tuning in for some Friday night FPHL action. But before we get back to it and get what should be a great third period underway, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Prowlers. And I told you, Hat Tricks were going to be all over it. Of course, tomorrow night is Pucks and Pups night here at McMorran Place, so bring your favorite furry friend, and then you can all hit the ice after the game and meet your favorite Prowlers. Casey's Kids Zone night as well, 6:05 puck drop tomorrow night here from McMorran Place. And then next weekend, Prowlers head east. They'll take on HC Venom at their new home, McCann Ice Arena in Poughkeepsie, just across the river from their old home, Ice Time Sports Complex in Newburgh. That one a 7:15 p.m. start. And then they'll take on the Hat Tricks for a 7 p.m. start the following night before visiting the Hat Tricks for 2 games the weekend after that. So again, lots of Hat Tricks coming up on this Prowlers schedule. Speaking of schedules, let's take a look at the FPHL's out-of-town scoreboard as it's a packed schedule in the league tonight. And we start in Binghamton, where the Black Bears have tied things up. Don Olivieri scored the only goal of that second period. So it's the Venom and the Black Bears tied up at 3 apiece heading into period 3. Wolves doubling up the Motor City Rockers right now, 4-2. Stephen Klink the only goal in the second frame so far to re-extend the Watertown advantage to 2. They are late stages of the middle period. 20 minutes down in Danville, the Dashers and Rock Lobsters tied up at 2 goals apiece. Malik Johnson and Brandon Reller have scored for the Lobsters. Those bookend goals from Blake Sewardson and Bodan Zinchenko, the former Danbury hat trick, now Dasher. And that is a 2-all game. Remember, the only win this season for the Dashers came against the Rock Lobsters, and it came in Danville. So keep that in mind as that one continues. Moving along, the River Dragons still up just 1-0 on the Blue Ridge Bobcats as they play in period number 2. Sammy Bernard and the former Dragon Hunter Verostik have kept the teams off the board since the last time we checked in on that one. Again, playing in the second period. Thunderbirds drop 3 on the Mississippi Seawolves and only give up 4 shots in the entire first 20 minutes. Out shooting the Seawolves 18-4 in the first. So 3-1 the score for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Gus Ford with 2, John Batista with the other for the visitors. Matt Stoya the only goal for Mississippi. The Battle Louisiana is getting down towards the end of period 1, and it is tied up at 1 between the Moccasins and the Zydeco. Blake Anderson and Elijah Wilson with the goals so far. Of course, here it is a 2-all game. You see the Hat Tricks stepping out there onto the ice to begin period number 3. Let's take you to our PHP Network trivia question. I want to know roughly how much money is spent on Valentine's Day gifts and celebrations worldwide. And I told you it's a lot. According to the internet, the answer is roughly $20 billion spent around Valentine's Day each year celebrating the holiday. I can't say that I contributed to that $20 billion this year, but maybe I should get into the Valentine's business, as it seems pretty lucrative. But lots of money being spent on loved ones, and hopefully lots of time as well spent with loved ones on this Valentine's weekend. Prowlers and Hat-Trick showing no love lost there on the ice. Plenty of hatred out there. You see the Prowlers hitting the ice right now, led by Valtteri Nussiainen, who has made 16 saves on 18 Hat-Trick shots. Connor McCullum has made 15 saves on 16 Prowler shots and has also allowed a goal on what is technically a 17th Prowler shot, but an own goal from his teammate Jonathan Wick. So a critical third period here. Prowlers can pull within a point of second place in the division if they win in regulation. If the Hat-Tricks win in regulation, they'll increase their stranglehold on second place to 7 points, with games in hand on Port Huron. Joe Frazee and Corey Anderson will start us off in the Scholes Family McDonald's third period. And we'll see who comes out on top in the biggest game of the night in the FPHL. We're underway. Valtteri Nussiainen reverses it around to the far side to Stiles. Ludwig Thelstrom looks to start up. On for Frazee right in the middle of the ice. From the outside, across looking for Millette. That got blocked up. Stiles down for Millette. Back to Stiles. Lost it in his skates as Hunt got a piece of that pass, so it didn't get to Kenny Stiles cleanly. Thelstrom to Millette. Turnaround shot blocked by Anderson. And then Anderson also blocked his own teammate's clearing attempt. Johnson gets the red line, gets it back in. McCullum to LaBelle. Prowlers in the midst of a change as Ratcliffe sends this one in, and now the Hat-Tricks will get some fresh bodies out on the ice. Lockhart up to James. Trying to spin on Wick. Here's James to the net. His shot off of Gonzalez's stick and out of play. Just over 2 minutes gone here in period number 3. Prowlers will get an offensive zone face-off. Hey, Bussell and Van Durken. And Van Durken wins it back clean. Touched on by Vasiliev, but sent back in by the Prowlers. Gonzalez. And now Van Durken steps out with it. Van Durken claps it in on Nussiainen off his glove and over the protective netting, out of play. So a couple of early whistles here in period 3. Face-off will be to Valtteri Nussiainen's right. Graham and Van Durken lined up for it. Vasiliev right behind Van Durken. He wins it to him. Over to Gonzalez. Sends it through. He scores! I think that one just went straight through. Kyle Gonzalez from the point gets an early one in period 3 to put the Hat-Tricks back in front. And then right off the face-off play, Vasiliev to Gonzalez. Plenty of traffic heading Valtteri Nussiainen's direction. Gonzalez gets his second goal of the season. He puts his team back in front. Face-off so important. Hat-Trick showing why. As Wick Gave it away to Lockney. Had to wait for his team to get back on sides. Lockney to Graham. Lost the handle. And now Federley along the blue line. He whiffed on a pass. Hullaby trying to move the other direction with Robinson. Chips it in softly on Nusiainen, and he cleared it away from Robinson. Robinson and Parsons took a tumble. Graham grabs the puck. Now Federley with some space, gets the red line, soft toss in. He'll head off for a change. Mo Valley rimmed it around. Thelstrom fresh off the bench, skates into that one. Sent out towards Hullaby and Johnson. And Thelstrom rims it back in. Mo Valley and Styles come together. Pop off. Up towards Pamaleon. Good stick from Thelstrom to turn it the other way. Here's Millette with a step in. Trying to go on the backhand across. And that was stymied. And Thelstrom just couldn't keep it in. Thelstrom turns right back up. Frazee to the offensive zone, trying to spin around, pop off. Ended up going face first into the boards. And Joel Frazee a little bit slow to his skates. Puck knocked off of Millette's stick. He'll recollect. Lead pass on for Frazee, touches it in. Bedard to Vasiliev. And now backpedaling is Thelstrom, watched by Vasiliev. Johnson tried to feed it through. LaBelle gave it away. Here's Bussell right down Main Street, and a save by McCullum. Vasiliev the other way. The Frolov save, Nusiainen. Now LaBelle down towards Vasiliev as both goaltenders with some big stops. And back the other way come the Prowlers. It's Sim dropping for James. Back over to Sim. Port Huron in the midst of a change. LaBelle takes the puck away. Frolov heading after it. 2-on-1 with Hullaby joining him. Frolov shoots, save, Nusiainen. And he has it for a whistle and a face-off as Brett Lockhart went sliding into the back wall pretty hard. He seems to be all right back to his skates. Well, Jamie Bussell down on one end, Vadim Frolov down on the other. Both stoned by the goaltenders. It stays 3-2 as Vasiliev and Van Durkin pick up the assists on the goal by Gonzalez. It's the second assist for both Vasiliev and Van Durkin tonight. 3-point night for Gleb Van Durkin. He's up to 40 points now this season. Here's Graham skating into the offensive zone. Wick takes it off his stick and sends it out. This one will go all the way down and just have enough legs for icing. And Vasiliev now averaging nearly 2 assists a game during his 6-game assist streak. 11 helpers in his last 6, including tonight. Thelstrom gets it down the wall. 4 players come together on top of that puck in the corner, dug out by Sim. Tried to float it towards Bussell. A little too much sauce on it. Johnson fanned. Thelstrom back for it, and he leaves it off for Alex Johnson. Millette up to Sim. Works in, tried to slip it down towards Bussell. Didn't get much on that pass. Lofted back out, hit the linesman, Ratcliffe. Taken in by Sim. Millette able to dig it free and send it back to Johnson. Long lead pass off the stick of Anderson. Pop off and Lockney after it. Woolley gets out of his own zone, makes a move at center. Connor Woolley almost lost it off his stick as he got it deep. Ratcliffe and Parsons lift each other's sticks. It's Mo Valley at the point. Shot blocked by Federley. Now Adam Heinzel. He steps out. Goes to the left wing side for Graham. Graham to Lockney. Just couldn't get to a shooting position. Federley first on that puck in the corner. Trying to drop it off for Heinzel. That wasn't a clean exchange. Here comes Ratcliffe. And now Parsons takes back over. This one tipped along and out of play. Deflected over the glass, past the Hat Tricks bench. We will take a timeout. Just under 6 minutes into period 3, Kyle Gonzalez has put his team back ahead.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Back here at McMorran Place, just under 6 minutes into period number 3. And the Hat Tricks with a 3-2 lead on the Prowlers. Face-off between Van Durken and Bussell comes right to Lockhart. He fires it all the way around, and Bussell skates into it. Off to Styles, a shot saved by McCullum. And Vasiliev grabs the rebound. Bussell couldn't swing it out in front. James sends it down and around. Now James tried to lift Van Durken's stick, but he's able to get it out. Brockway to James. And they'll say Luke James did not get a touch on that one, so it's icing against the Prowlers. 6.5 gone here in period number 3. Another defensive zone face-off coming for the Prowlers. This time it's a line that's been hot recently, but not too much tonight. Robinson, Hullaby, and Pamaleon. Bedard right on goal and snatched out of the air by Valtteri Nusiainen. Port Huron elects to switch up the unit ahead of this face-off. They have Frazie's line out there. He'll draw against Robinson. Johnson pushes it back behind the net. Pamaleon steals. Cycles. Robinson. Couldn't keep the cycle alive. And good steal by Frazee. Pass got through Johnson. Pamaleon down low on the backhand. Hullaby from right in tight. And he just got underneath it with the pitching wedge and sent it out of play. Dylan Hullaby may have had too much time to think about that one. He kept it on his backhand, probably could have gone to his forehand. Instead kept it on his backhand, and he just sent it right into the protective netting over the glass. Nice pass from Pamaleon off the turnover. Pamaleon in to take this face off, and now it will be Matt Graham on the other side. One back by Graham. Heinzel couldn't get it up to Lockney. Here's Pamaleon centering feed. Robinson stopped by Nusiainen. As it got all the way through to Noah Robinson, and Valtteri Nusiainen flashing out that right arm again to make a big save. Prowlers stuck in their own end. They win another faceoff. Can they turn it into an exit? And they can. Bedard did touch that puck, so no icing. Didn't matter anyways. It didn't make it all the way to the goal line. LaBelle over to Hullaby. At the red line, he'll dump it around. Hat-trick's in the midst of a change. Robinson centered only to Heinzel. Ratcliffe knocked it back deep. Heinzel throws on the brakes, and he waits for the breakout to develop. Parsons, rink wide, looking for a pass that was cut off. Ratcliffe to Gonzalez. Now in deep, centered, saved by Nusiainen as Anderson was able to push it on net. And Nusiainen kicked out that left pad and loved it for a whistle. And Brian Parsons has taken an obvious penalty. Corey Anderson was tied up by the linesman, and Brian Parsons decided to poke at his skate. Certainly can't do that. Looks like Anderson may have done it to one of the Prowlers just moments before. But it will be a hat-tricks power play here. And a big opportunity for Danbury on their third man advantage of the night. Van Durkin and Bussell in on the draw to start it off. And Danbury wins it back and sets up. Frolov centered. Bussell got enough of that pass to keep Van Durkin from getting a good shot away. Vasiliev to Robinson. And now Gonzalez almost gave it away to Federley. Robinson now. Gonzalez down to Vasiliev. His pass blocked by a stick of Bussell. And able to be chopped out of the zone by Lockhart. Prowlers getting in the passing lanes here. At least early on, disrupting this hat-tricks power play enough. Gonzalez one-timer off the back wall. And Nusiainen slides back to cover up for a whistle. 43 seconds gone in what is a slashing penalty to Brian Parsons officially. Both teams switch up their units here as Hullaby and Graham will draw. Graham wins it back. Johnson played it right off of the hat trick right in front of him. Popped 50 feet up in the air. Now Johnson up to Millette shorthanded. Has Graham with him. Millette just did lose the handle, and then Hullaby knocks him off the puck. Back the other way comes Ratcliffe. Anderson a shot. That was blocked by Heinzel out of play. 58 seconds left on the hat-tricks power play. We'll get a face-off deep in the Prowlers' end. Reggie Millette almost had an opportunity short-handed. He just lost the puck, and then Dylan Hullaby took him out of the play. Millette heading back to the Prowler bench. It's set for a face-off between Bussell and Anderson. Anderson won it back. Ratcliffe walks. Over to Woolley, sent it through, and that one didn't get all the way to Nusiainen. Hullaby muscled into the glass by Brockway. Woolley collects that puck, and it's Ratcliffe across to LaBelle. Watched by Federley. LaBelle to Woolley, and now up top it's Ratcliffe. Woolley again. Takes a look, is shot off the stick of Brockway. Federley in, causing some havoc on LaBelle. It's Lockhart, short-handed, and he just sends it in deep. Prowlers get a quick change. Final 15 seconds ticking off this hat-tricks man advantage. It's Ratcliffe. That is pocket picked by Johnson, and he'll fire it down. That will take care of the rest of this penalty to Parsons. The Prowlers survive, and they still trail by a goal as we approach the midway point of period 3. Mo Valley up to Van Durkin. Knocked down. Van Durkin Hands it off. Vasiliev across looking for Frolov. Back to the point to Movalli. Sends it through. Kick save by Nuciani. Got the rebound as well. And then they score. Frolov banked it in from below the goal line. Second of the game for Vadim Frolov. And that doubles the hat trick's lead. It's 4-2. Nuciani made two great stops. The hat tricks kept on the puck. And Frolov puts home his 15th of the year. And with points in 6 of his last 7, Frolov now has 6 multi-point games in his last 7. This one sent in on Nuciani. He'll just hang on to it and get another whistle. We'll take a break. Prowlers kill off a penalty, but then they give up another goal. They trail by 2 past the midway point of period 3. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here in Port Huron, hat tricks with a 4-2 lead, and that Russian line doing all the damage for Danbury. Van Durkin, Vasiliev, and Frolov. Frolov has 2 goals and an assist. Van Durkin a goal and 3 helpers. Vasiliev, 3 assists, 10 points between the 3 of them. The entire rest of the hat tricks roster with 2 total points. You know that's the dangerous line for them. We thought it might have been this line, which was red hot coming into this game. Pamelayan, Robinson, and Hullaby. But it's been the Russians who have done the damage tonight for Danbury. Bedard sends it down and around. Johnson, Thelstrom, taken in by Pamelayan, had some trouble with it. Stiles moves it out to Frazee. Up with Millette. Frazee on the outside. Throws on the brakes. Hullaby tied him up. Penalty coming up, looks like against Dylan Hullaby. And holding is the signal against Hullaby. So the Prowlers do an important power play here with 9:01 left to go in period 3. Their 3rd of the game. They're 0 for 2 tonight. Joe Frazee, who drew the penalty, will lead his unit out with Stiles, Bussell, Lockhart, and Millette. Need a goal here if you're the Prowlers, certainly. And Frazee wins it back to start it off. Bussell to Lockhart. And now Millette takes the shot. Rose it too tall. Bussell keeps it alive on the other side. Bussell. He and Frazee continue to play catch. Frazee left it behind, and LaBelle able to get it down ice. Prowlers start a change. 30 seconds gone on their power play. Lockhart starts his way up. Gets into the offensive zone. Hands off. Bussell. Graham tried to get it towards the net. Had a couple of teammates heading there, but couldn't get it there. Here's Millette off a steal. Has Frazee. Couldn't get the pass across. And now he goes up high to Bussell. Johnson fresh off the bench. Takes the shot, blocked by Frolov. Johnson gets it back. Down to Graham. To Millette now. 55 seconds left on the power play. Millette to Lockney. Head up. Johnson. Tries for shoot the puck from the McMorran faithful. The Prowlers pass it around the outside. Johnson takes one, and it's stopped by Frolov. And it comes out of the zone. Frolov trying to beat Frazee to it, and Joel Frazee's taking a penalty. Frazee pleading his case, but he dove and took Vadim Frolov's legs out from under him. That will take care of the final 27 seconds of this Prowlers power play, and then send the hat-tricks on a man advantage. So 2 minutes for Joel Frazee, who is continuing to argue his case before he's sent into the penalty box. Austin Federley there to step in and represent his team. So 27 seconds of 4-on-4, then a minute 33 of hat-tricks power play time, all with Danbury leading by a pair. Off the face-off, Delstrom starts to fight his way up ice. He's all by himself. There's Delstrom around the net. He gives it off to Bussell. Stops up. Bussell just sent it down deep. Frolov first on it. He's spun to the ice. Delstrom takes the puck. Delstrom looks to Federley. In front, looking towards Brockway. That didn't work. Hat-tricks are on a power play now, and they're up with numbers. But the pass to Robinson was blocked away. Robinson went tumbling into Valtteri Nusiainen, and they blow it dead. Well, minute 23 now of power play time for Danbury. Prowlers almost got caught in deep in the hat-tricks end just as the penalty expired. Alex Johnson looking to get this face-off moved outside the Prowlers zone. But instead, they will keep it inside, so a good break for the hat-tricks as Port Huron was about to clear the zone and send it all the way down. Off this face-off, Ratcliffe couldn't get it cleanly to Woolley, and it's bounced out by Johnson. See how aggressive the Prowlers might be on this PK. Under 7 to go. There's Hullaby. He and Heinzel go into the wall together. Hullaby still with it. Hands off. Now LaBelle up top. Try to send it down low off of Sim's stick and fired down ice by Heinzel. 52 seconds left on the penalty to Joel Frazee. And Brockway gets it at least to the hat-tricks blue line. LaBelle back in his own end, watched closely by Austin Federley. 30 seconds left on the hat-tricks power play, under 6 to go in period number 3. Frolov poked it in, Millette turns and fires it all the way down. With the final 15 seconds ticking off of Frazee's penalty. Then Durkin weaves his way in. Drops it back, Gonzalez. Tried to get it deep, couldn't get it too deep. It's kept in momentarily, and now the Prowlers are off with numbers, back to even strength. Graham in front looking for Johnson. May have handcuffed him a little bit with that pass. Lockhart had it taken away. Frazee bounces it off the corner boards. Lockney couldn't put it out in front, and he's back on it. Up top towards Lockhart. That one too hot to handle. Final 5 minutes of regulation. Here's Johnson a shot, and it's held onto by McCullum. And Bedard wants after Alex Johnson as he went in towards McCullum's crease after taking that shot. We'll take our final timeout here on the PHP Network. Prowlers with work to do.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That'll be coming up tomorrow. That should say Saturday, February the 15th, when the Prowlers and the Hack Tricks do it again here from McMorran Place. Puck drop scheduled for 6:05 p.m. Pre-game show starts at 5:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. Of course, if you can make it to the building, it's Pucks and Pups night, so bring your favorite furry friends. And dog tickets are $5 at the door. Be sure to come out and support the Prowlers and fight through all that bad weather that we have coming. If you can't make it because of weather or because you don't live in the area, please do tune in here on the PHP Network. Brett Lockhart is taking a penalty. That is a delay of game call against Lockhart. Prowlers thought it should have been icing. I think that's the case that Johnson and Lockhart are arguing. That puck was on edge when Lockhart smacked at it, and the Hat Tricks can at the very least run off 2 more minutes on the Prowlers here with their 4th power play of the game. LaBelle and Graham having a conversation. They line up for the face-off. Prowlers fans chanting at the referee, although it's the linesman who maybe they should be chanting at. He's the one that made the controversial call. It was a no-brainer for the referee to call Brett Lockhart for delay of game. Reggie Millette aggressive up top. They work it down low. Hullaby tried to send it across. That went ramped off a stick. Here's Woolley to LaBelle. Takes a look. He shot it off the post. Centered. Hullaby couldn't get that one to a shooting position. Brockway moves it up the boards, kicked back deep, and then Brockway able to get just out of the zone. It was knocked down by Ratcliffe. LaBelle. Slowly up, gets it to Ratcliffe, left wing side. Ratcliffe spinning away from Johnson. Woolley down deep. Hullaby outside to Ratcliffe. Woolley at the top. LaBelle one-timer deflected. Save Nusiainen. Here's Woolley. Back to Ratcliffe. Walks the line. He scores. And that looks like it will be the dagger here tonight as Jacob Ratcliffe puts home a power play goal to put the Hat Tricks up by 3. Ratcliffe floated that one through plenty of traffic. Lots of bodies in front of Valtteri Nusiainen. Ratcliffe extends his goal streak to 4 games with his 10th of the year. And it looks like the Prowlers are headed to their 3rd straight loss, which would tie their season high losing streak. They have not lost 3 games in a row since November 21st to the 23rd, and that was a rough trip down to Louisiana. As Van Durkin sends it on, save Nusiainen. And he'll gather it back in. Still 3:19 left to go, but a 3-goal hill is a tough one to climb at this point in the game. There's Brett Lockhart. Reverse back to Alex Johnson. And now Lockhart once more. Off the wall to Graham. He's taken in by Mavalli. Pop off to Frolov. Sent it right off the glass and out of the zone. Parsons settles it down. Lockhart up for Bussell. He sends it in. Popoff's clearing attempt. Hits somebody on the way through. And the pass to Hullaby out of his reach. Heinzel, pardon me. He starts to step out. 2:35 left to go in regulation. And Heinzel's pass misses everybody. And that one waved off for icing. Malayon had it poked off his stick. Hullaby gets it deep. Parsons plays it right up to Millette. Back to Parsons. He's harassed. And he gives it to Heinzel. Looking towards Federley. They couldn't connect. And icing waved off once again. Comes back to the point. Heinzel, a drive deflected. Save McCullum. And the rebound to the corner. Ratcliffe tosses this one. Gloved down by Parsons. He and Pamelayon heading after it. Robinson kicks it over to Pamelayon. Now Robinson, it taken away. And here's Lockney. Heinzel back towards Lockney. Prowlers in no hurry. Trailing by 3 with 90 seconds to go. Lockney up to Millette, and he's offside at the Danbury line. The Prowlers will fall tonight. It looks like, unless they can make a miraculous comeback here. They'll lose 3 straight for the second time this season, first time since November. If the Watertown Wolves hang on to their lead just a few minutes down the road in Fraser, it looks like they will. Prowlers will be dropping down to 4th in the division, and that is play-in territory, and that's not at all where they want to be. As the 4th and 5th place teams in each division will have to play a play-in game to determine who gets the 4 spot and who gets to face the top team in each division. Now Terry Nuciayan's on the bench. Corey Anderson has hit the empty net. 1:08 left to go. It's Anderson who makes it 6 for Danbury. Hat-trick's a team the Prowlers have historically struggled with. And we knew this was a very important stretch for Port Huron and Danbury as well. Hat-trick's just the better team here tonight. They gave the Prowlers all kinds of trouble on their forecheck. And they dominated this third period, outshooting the Prowlers 11-5 in the frame and scoring 4 times. As icing called here as we hit the final minutes. Prowlers will have to come back tomorrow and try and get back within 4 points of the Hat-tricks in second place. As Parsons risks this one through, sticked away by McCullum. Pitchforked out, knocked down. Parsons to Federley. And now Parsons skates into it at the red line. Sends it in. Mavalli up to Vasiliev. And now Ben Durkin with 35. He overskated it. Johnson. Federley back to Alex Johnson. Now Thelstrom. He gets in. Tried to slide it across. That didn't work. Johnson taken in hard by Bedard. Delstrom up high, his drive blocked, and here comes Frolov with 2 in the game on a breakaway. He scores! And the hat trick for Vadim Frolov with 2.5 seconds to go. And that's the exclamation point for the Danbury hat tricks. Their 5th goal of the period. First time the Prowlers have given up 5 in a period this season. And they match their season high for goals against in a game. And the question is now, who are the Port Huron Prowlers? A fantastic month of January, beating up on bottom place teams. But now they have faced a couple of contenders, and they have now lost 3 straight. Tonight, in convincing fashion, your final 7-2 for Danbury as the Russians get it done tonight for the hat tricks. Once again, we invite you to tune in to our next broadcast. That will be tomorrow, 6:05 puck drop here at McMorran Place. And a 5:50 pregame show, we'll have it for you on the PHP Network. Stick around, postgame show is next.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Will Wiggleman back here at McMorran Place. Your final tonight, the hat trick 7 and the Prowlers 2 as Danbury explodes for 5 in the third to give them the victory. Time now to go back through this one goal by goal. The Prowlers were the ones that started off in period number 2 as Tristan Sim with a long-range wrister able to beat Connor McCullum, popped the water bottle. That made it 1-0, but that lasted just 24 seconds. Chaos in the Prowlers end off a turnover, and Vadim Frolov finally able to put it home and tie this score right back up at 1 goal apiece. 2 minutes later, Prowlers got a power play, but it's Gleb Bandurkin who scores short-handed. An aggressive hat-trick. PK picks up its 8th goal, short-handed goal of the season. And they took a 2-1 lead. Final minute of the second, an absolutely insane bounce off the Zamboni door on a wraparound from Jonathan Wick. He tried to dump it around the glass, hit the Zamboni door, hit his own goaltender McCullum in the back, and landed in the net. And the Prowlers all of a sudden had some life, tied up heading into the third. That life didn't last very long. Minute 28 into the final period. Off a face-off win, Kyle Gonzalez risks home his second of the season, made it 3-2, and the hat tricks poured it on. Vadim Frolov with his second of the night from Bandurkin and Vasiliev. And then late, the hat tricks got a power play. Jacob Ratcliffe with a drive from the point. put the dagger into the hearts of the Prowlers. Corey Anderson hit the empty net, and then Frolov finished off the hat trick in the final seconds. 7-2 your final. Third star tonight, Alexander Vasiliev with 3 assists. Second star, Gleb Bandurkin with a goal and 3 assists. And the first star, Vadim Frolov with 3 goals and an assist, as the Russians did the damage tonight for Danbury. Let's take a look at the stats from this game. Hat tricks outshoot the Prowlers 31-23, outshot them 13-6 in the third period. Prowlers did not have a period with double-digit shots in this game. And they go 0 for 3 on the power play, give up the shorthanded goal. And overall, a long night for the Prowlers, a long third period for Port Huron, as they fall tonight by a final of 7-2. Coming up, we will take one last look around the FPHL at our out-of-town scores, and then we will wrap this one up here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Well, welcome back one final time here from McMorran Place. Prowlers fall tonight by a final of 7-2 to the Danbury Hat Tricks. The Hat Tricks stay red hot, winning their 7th in a row. Their 20th game overall this season. They move up to 64 points. Prowlers still stuck at 57. They've lost 3 straight for just the second time this season. Before we close this one out, let's take one last look around the FPHL. One other game has gone final, and it's the Black Bears, who battle back from a deficit to defeat HC Venom 5-3. Tyson Kirkby had 2 goals and an assist. Jesse Anderson, a couple of helpers. Gavin Yates, a goal and an assist, as the Black Bears scored 4 unanswered to win that one 5-3 at home. Wolves have scored the first 3, and they've scored the last 3. Stephen Klink is a hat trick. They're up 6-2 on the Motor City Rockers, and if that holds, Prowlers will drop all the way to 4th place in the Empire Division. It's still 2-2 in Danville, as the Dashers and the Rock Lobsters played a scoreless second period. They're getting set for period number 3 there. And they are in period number 3 in Columbus. A 2-1 lead for the River Dragons. Austin Doe scored a late shorthanded goal in the second. Hunter Hall got one back for the Bobcats in period 3. That one's still a 1-goal game. It's not a 1-goal game in Biloxi, as the Carolina Thunderbirds running away with it, up 6-1 through 40 minutes of play. Zach White, Roman Kramer, and Dmitry Selyutin have joined the scoring party for the Birds. Finally, Zydeco now up a goal in Monroe as they play late in the second. Nick Catola, the one that broke the tie late in period one. Of course, here your final tonight, Hat Trick 7 and Prowlers 2. Prowlers no longer undefeated in their red heritage jerseys. One last reminder with an incorrect graphic to tune in tomorrow night, February the 15th. It should say Saturday, not Friday, but it is indeed a 6:05 p.m. game. Casey's Kids Zone night, skate with the team afterward, and Pucks and Pups night here at McMorran Place. But if you can't make it, please do be sure to tune in right here on the PHP Network, and we will have it all for you. We will be putting on the dog race live here on the stream. Can the J family take home a 4th straight crown? We will find out coming up tomorrow night. But for now, for Kim running the camera, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the PHP Network.